Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
And this week we're talking about Entropy.
Mm-hmm.
This episode originally aired April 30th, 2002, attracting 4.5 million viewers. Again, pretty substantial drop from last week. Well, it was like a month and a half previous.
Yeah. That and the fact that this episode's a little bit of a downer.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that initially. That wouldn't affect the rating.
Yeah, true, but nevertheless, it's just... Things for a while have been kind of downers.
Well, there would be no more breaks in the season. They would go from here to the very end of the season.
Oh, man.
Which is nice.
Yes. Well, I guess it depends how you define nice, because
Steamroll through
More
the
Buffy
things.
the Vampire Slayer shenanigans. Oh,
there's not going to be shenanigans.
not the good shenanigans.
No, it is going to get... It is not going to be good.
But hey, we get Xander. Yeah, Xander and Anya again.
Somebody's going to be flayed. Anyway, we should probably get on with the plot.
Of this one, yes, not the next one.
Oh, but I still want to talk about the next one.
I know.
Anyway, in this episode, the trio riding ATVs pursue two vampires through a cemetery. One of them throws a tree branch at Andrew, causing him to fall off and the others to crash. The vampires encounter Buffy and they fight. One vampire drops the mysterious disc that the trio were after. Warren snatches it and the trio escapes, unseen by the Slayer. As Buffy fights, Xander seizes one of the vampires and offers to stake him, provided that Buffy agrees to tell the Scoobies about their relationship.
I think that would be
I think
Spike.
you meant Spike, not Xander.
Did I say Spike?
Yeah,
No,
I
you
said
Xander.
Oh, okay. Spike seizes one of the vampires and offers to stake him, provided that Buffy agrees to tell the Scoobies about their relationship. Buffy rejects the deal and stakes both vampires without Spike's help. She dares Spike to spill the beans since their friends have forgiven her for attempting to kill them. Which,
Yeah.
Yeah. So she isn't terribly worried about this making them hate her.
Nah.
Sure.
Xander mopes alone in his apartment, but eventually can't stand it anymore and leaves. As he walks away, Anya watches him from behind some bushes. The next day, Willow waits for Tara outside of her classroom, and they two talk and plan a coffee date. Buffy and Dawn stroll downtown, but there are very few stores where Dawn can show her face.
Yeah.
She has confessed to shoplifting at most of them.
But
Including-
not the pet shop, apparently.
No, she did.
Oh, never mind.
She tried to steal a pocket full of goldfish. And
It did
didn't go
not
well.
turn out well.
Oh. Blast.
They chat about all of the things Dawn stole and how they're working together to remedy the situation. Jonathan works on a project involving the disc they stole as Warren watches over, eager for it to be complete. While Jonathan finishes his work alone, Warren and Andrew talk about their inability to trust Jonathan and how soon they won't need him anymore.
Ominous.
That evening, Xander comes home from work and finds Anya at his apartment waiting for him. Xander tries to apologize for walking away from their wedding. There's a glimmer of hope for them until Xander. Yep, that's right. Until Xander says he wanted to stop the wedding before it happened. Taken aback, Anya asks Xander what he meant by that remark. Xander said as he's done before, tries to change the subject by telling a sarcastic story until Anya cuts him off, asking if he still wants to marry her. Xander admits to loving her dearly and wanting to be back with her, but he's still too afraid of himself to marry her. With her back turned to Xander, she reveals her vengeance demon face and angrily begins to wish physical harm upon him, but nothing happens. Anya transforms back into her human face, and upset that her powers didn't work, she leaves as a confused Xander looks on. The next day, Anya has coffee with Halfrek, and the demons talk about Anya's attempts at vengeance. Halfrek reminds Anya that she can't grant her own wishes and must get someone else to wish harm upon Xander. And that is going to be the bulk of the episode.
That is the only shenanigans we're gonna get.
I mean, seriously, honey, it's been a while, but you shouldn't forget something that kind of obvious for Vengeance Demons. You already ran into one of Helfric's curses a couple episodes back.
But no, she wants people to specifically wish harm upon their friend Xander.
Because gosh darn it, she wants to feel reprimanded for how bad she feels about the whole situation.
At the Summers house, Buffy makes pancakes for Dawn, among other things.
There are so many different kinds of syrup.
There are different kinds of syrup?
So good. Dawn realizes she's trying too hard to make up for what happened when she was crazy. And eventually Buffy catches on to that as well. Dawn proposed the idea of joining Buffy on patrol so the two can spend more time together, but Buffy is not okay with that.
Yeah, because there's a bit of a difference of spending time together and being part of Dawn's life, and there's a part of putting Dawn into physical danger with all the demon stuff when she was already doing that when she was the big important thing a couple seasons back.
Yeah, but I mean, Dawn always ends up in trouble anyway.
Yeah,
it's Tuesday.
She's the daughter and sister of the Slayer, so yeah, can't really be helped.
On their coffee date, Willow fills Tara in on all the supernatural activities that Tara has missed over the past months. Anya interrupts them and tries to maneuver them into wishing harm upon Xander.
So, let's talk about Xander and how much
You're lesbians, you hate men, right? It's so good.
I don't think she understands anything.
No, of course she doesn't. That's what makes it good.
Man, if you love Xander so much, why don't you go marry him?
It's so good. Okay. She does the same thing with Dawn at the magic box and with Buffy at home, but no one takes the bait. Xander shows up to Buffy's house and Anya leaves in a huff. Buffy talks him out of following Anya, and he takes his aggressions out by kicking a lawn gnome on Buffy's front lawn. Did Willow put that there? I'll kill her if she did. When Buffy doesn't recognize the decoration as something she put there, Xander examines it and finds a small camera. They guess it was placed there by Spike, who has more than once been caught watching the house.
But usually in person, and he doesn't have, intricate setups at his crib.
It's mostly just kind of a stalker thing. He knows where Buffy lives, and it's just occasionally he stands there for an extended amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, Spike could have had an upgrade.
Yeah, sure.
Buffy confronts Spike at his crypt with the camera she found. Spike denies planting the camera, and he insists that he would never do anything like that to hurt Buffy, because he believes that the love between them is real. Buffy concedes that it is, for him. This hurts Spike deeply. At the magic box, Anya complains to Helfrich that all the women she knows still love Xander too much to wish harm upon him, despite what he did to her. Helfrich tells Anya that she needs to find someone who hates Xander to make the wish. And at that moment, Spike appears.
Convenient timing and all.
Seeking something to ease his pain. Anya remembers that Giles left something appropriate. A bottle of bourbon. Helfrich leaves and wishes Anya the best of luck. At Buffy's house, Willow uses her computer to try to trace the camera's signal. Given that it was not Spike, they correctly assume that the trio are behind it. Jonathan completes his work with the disc and uses it to highlight a spot on a map of Sunnydale.
Before setting it alight.
The trio are delighted until the map catches fire.
Yeah.
This distracts them from a red light flashing to announce that their network has been penetrated. That's not how internet security works. Just saying.
That's how their own security works, I guess.
At the very most, it should typically just be a pop-up being like, hey, yo, something's on here.
Anya and Spike drink the whiskey and complain to each other about their respective relationship problems. Spike reiterates how he despises Xander. But Anya cannot grant him a wish.
Because he doesn't say, I wish.
Spike also tells Anya that he likes her forthrightedness. Willow finds more camera feeds. The trio are watching her classrooms, the Bronze, Xander and Buffy's workplaces, and Buffy wants to find them even more urgently now. Spike and Anya seek comfort in each other's arms. Anya feels guilty about what happened with Xander, and Spike consoles her, which leads to much more. The two end up having sex in the magic box. Andrew belatedly sees the intrusion alarm. Willow stumbles upon the magic box feed as Spike and Anya are having sex on the table. Warren directs Andrew to shut down the surveillance network, but they are captivated by the action on the camera. God damn it.
Is that porn? Oh, that's the magic box feed.
Willow fails to
Dude.
keep Buffy, Xander, and Dawn from seeing what's going on in the magic box. I love how she goes, whoop!
Not for you,
So
Don.
good.
Not for you, Don.
Don, this is not what we usually look at. This really is...
This is not
Xan-
part of the typical monster hunting.
Xander's enraged. Buffy's stunned, goes to sit in the backyard. Dawn follows Buffy and they begin to talk about Buffy's affair with Spike. Their bonding moment is cut short as Will informs them that Xander is gone. And he took Buffy's axe with him.
Honestly, it makes somewhat sense that he went ahead with the axe, but I
Just
figured
decapitate him.
He's just going for some late night chopping.
Spike and Anya get dressed and act awkwardly and embarrassed about their impulsive behavior. As Spike leaves the shop, Xander attacks him. Xander is about to stake Spike when Anya comes outside trying to stop him. She distracts him long enough for Buffy to knock him out of the way. Xander and Anya yell at each other. Xander's disgusted that Anya had let that evil, soulless thing touch her. Spike quietly remarks that he was good enough for Buffy. Xander tells Spike to leave Buffy out of it. Then he and Anya both see Buffy's startled face and connect the dots. This is too much for Xander. He drops the stake and walks away stunned. Buffy also walks off, angry at Spike for revealing their secret. Spike finally starts to make a wish, but Anya stops him, and they part ways. Willow is sitting in her bedroom when Tara arrives, saying that repairing their love will be a long process, but she'd rather skip it. They kiss, and credits roll.
You know what? A great way to end this episode.
Well, we get a happy moment.
I know.
Yeah, we get a happy moment
with all of the
before
discussion
something...
with this sort of thing. It's
Yeah,
just-
before something drastic happens, you know, they want to show a little bit of happiness just to sweeten up what's going to happen soon.
Just to make what happens next week that much worse.
Exactly.
Because from what I've heard about it, it seems like it's going to be a cunt punch with how this episode ended. It's most likely going to be a hit to a very painful place, trip you over, knock you to the ground, curb stomp your head on the sidewalk. So all the things make you just feel horrible, terrible, and all the depression.
And finally, Xander now knows about Spike and Buffy's little affair.
And now he not happy.
But, I mean, he's obviously not happy because Spike and Anya also had a bit of something.
It's just a marvelous turkey sandwich of disappointment.
Alright, so for music in this episode, we have a song from Alison Krauss. I assume that's how you pronounce it. That Kind of Love. Tom McRae, Sao Paulo Rain, and Thomas Wanker with the original score. Oh, international titles. This might be one of the best. So I'll get to the best one second. So first off is French. It's not terribly inventive. It's just Entropy. But the Germans are here to save us, which is something I don't think anybody's ever said before.
Only you.
The German title for this episode, In the Chaos of Emotions.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Especially with Anya. Just so many emotions.
And Xander, and Buffy, and Anya.
Yeah, nobody's doing too well right now.
And Spike in a way.
Okay. Do either of you have anything else to add about this episode?
Now with this one, I think mostly it's going to be stepping into the great world of the next episode with how crazy it's supposedly going to go.
Okay. So, the next episode we'll be talking about is Seeing Red.
Oh man, the big one.
So this is probably the most controversial episode. YTV was forced to air this an hour later than they normally
They put
would.
this on YTV?
Yeah.
Okay.
At like 9
an hour
o'clock.
later.
Okay.
I don't remember it normally aired at 8 or 9, but this episode had to be pushed back an hour.
Interesting.
Due to content.
I wouldn't think they would air this on YTV.
Yeah.
Well,
It was a huge hit for YTV.
yeah,
Yeah, because it had, you know...
On like Saturday nights or whatever.
Okay. That just seems weird to me.
Okay. So, Seeing Red. Tara and Willow cuddle in bed after the reconciliation. Meanwhile, the trio steal an orb, which grant their owner strength and invulnerability.
Oh boy.
I'm just going to say, I will say this on that episode as well, but there is definitely content advisory warnings about seeing red. This deals with content that some people may find disturbing, to say the least.
A little bit gory?
Not so much gory as just horrific.
Oh, good.
And somebody will not make it out alive.
Oh, good.
And somebody gonna get mad.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's not gonna be a good time.
No, it sounds like a great time.
It's not. Anyway, that will be next week. Until then, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.